Today, I want to talk about one of the most important, powerful concepts that I've learned as a music producer. And when I first heard about this, it immediately made me a better producer. And it's the idea of divergent and convergent styles of thinking when we're producing music. So, what are divergent and convergent thinking? Well, there are two styles of thinking. When we are thinking divergently, we are exploring, we are trying new options, we are improvising, we are creatively expressing. Divergent thinking is kind of like it's the seed of all great creative acts. Many artists are just naturally very good divergent thinkers. Now, on the flip side, we have convergent thinking. Convergent thinking is much more linear. Convergent thinking is about committing, it's about moving forward towards our end goal of how we envision our song. And during the song production process, every decision we're making follows this arc of divergence and then convergence. We're exploring, we are improvising, and once we have something that we feel like is going to be good for the song, we start converging and moving the song forward. This is happening at many different scales. It's happening on the broadest scale of the song in terms of the entire creation of the song, but it's also happening at every little decision that we're making throughout the production process. So how does understanding this framework actually make us better producers? Well, most of the common pitfalls in the production workflow occur when we are converging when we should be diverging, or we're diverging when we should be converging. So a common example of this would be the producer who is scrolling through snare samples for 30 minutes. This is an example of over divergence. Every sample that we listen to is not necessarily bringing us closer towards the finished song. We're just exploring more options. Personally, when I'm producing, I get stuck in the loop of diverging when I'm just looping a part of the production and playing parts on the keyboard. I can easily get caught up just improvising for 15, 20, 30 minutes on end without actually getting to a part that I like. Now, on the other hand, we have something that I like to call premature convergence, where we are converging too soon. And this is super common with vocalists who are maybe overly confident. And I've seen it a million times where somebody goes into the booth, records their verse or their section of the song on a first take, listens to it back, and says, "That's great, I'm ready to move on." If I, as the producer, think that they could perform it better or there's something there that could be improved, I'm going to encourage further divergence. And so as the producer, we can understand there are times when we need to keep diverging before converging, and there's other times we've diverged too far and we need to bring it back in and converge. Whether you're producing for yourself or you're producing with other people, it can help in so many different decisions in so many different ways. Just speed up and make the workflow for your production so much more efficient and smooth without getting caught in these sort of loops. The other place where this framework can be applied is in navigating creative conflict. Now, I mostly work one-on-one with artists, so it's just the two of us, and those situations are much easier to kind of be on the same page, right, in terms of divergence and convergence. But things get a little trickier when you have multiple people in the room and people are disagreeing about creative decisions. This is where a lot of times it's egos, a lot of times it's taste, it's things that are not necessarily measurable, they're intangibles that people are having disagreements about. Now, if you can get everybody in the room on the same page about, are we diverging right now? Are we converging? What are we diverging on? What are we converging on? And you don't need to explain it in those terms, but if you can facilitate the session so that everybody is on the same page, you might not be able to resolve the fundamental disagreement, but at least you'll be able to keep the session moving forward in a productive way. Now, I found that most people tend to gravitate towards either divergent thinking or convergent thinking in different contexts. So what I want to know from you is, do you think you're a natural diverger or a natural converger? Let me know in the comments. And I'm going to be making a ton more videos like this. So let me know if you have any ideas for videos you'd like to hear from me, and hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.